Hi, I'm Sean Gannon, and this is Minute Math, and today we're learning about intervals of increase and decrease.
Minute Math, when you need help you use Minute Math.
We're given this problem right here, y equals a negative x to the fourth power plus 3x squared minus 3. And we got to find the critical points where it's all the discontinuities function and where the function's increasing and increasing. Yeah. Well, luckily for us, right off the bat, we have a basic polynomial function. And so what that tells us is that we're continuous everywhere. So no discontinuities exist. We can get that right off the bat here. Now to find our critical points, we need to find first the derivative. So we find f prime of x here, and it's equal to negative x to the third, I got ahead of myself here. Power rule, I didn't bring down the 4. Power rule, bring down the 4, negative 4x to the third power, plus 2 times 3 is 6, x right there. All right, now from there we need to solve for x by setting this whole function equal to 0. So negative 4x to the third plus 6x equals 0. And then from there we're solving. So I first plotted x here, and I have x times a negative 4x squared plus 6 equals 0. Now we can set both parts equal to 0. X equals 0, got 1, and negative 4x squared plus 6 also equals 0. And now we're solving here. Now subtract a 6 to both sides. We have negative 4x squared equals a negative 6. Divide both sides by negative 4. And x squared equals a positive, let's keep it at 6/4. I take the square root of both sides here. Make sure it's plus and minus. Make that a minus or a plus here. This one's a minus. And so we have x equals the square root of 6/4 plus or minus comes out to be the square root of 6 over 2, and it's negative square root of 6 over 2. That's your plus and minus here. Okay, so we actually have three values, three critical points here. So we can write it out here, critical points. Our critical points are at x equals, let's go in order from least to greatest, negative square root of 6 over 2, that's 0, and square root of 6 over 2. All right, so now we need to make this little chart thing, okay? And I have values here, 0, there we go. Negative square root of 6 over 2 for each one of our critical points, 0, and square root of 6 over 2. It's important to go from increasing to decreasing here. There's 4 blank areas here, and we have to find a value, all right, an x value that goes in each one of these things, and plug it into our derivative. So I found them for you. I used first f prime of 10, or negative 10, sorry, and that came out to be 3,940 if I can read my handwriting. And that's a positive number. That tells us, this first derivative test, tells us that positive number means we're increasing our function on an interval. The next one I found was f prime of a negative 1, and that fits within this interval right here, and that came out to be a negative 2, and so it's a negative number, that's all I care about it, and it's decreasing. To the same thing between 0 and square root of 6 over 2, and I found the f prime of 1, and f prime of 1 came out to be 2, which is a positive number, therefore making this interval increasing. And then lastly, we go higher on the interval. F prime, I picked positive 10, and that equals a negative 3,940, but it doesn't really matter what the number is, it's that it's negative. And so we are decreasing here. And again, all these values are plugged into our derivative. So this chart now tells me where my function is increasing and decreasing. So we are increasing on our interval from negative infinity to negative square root of 6 over 2, and from 0, if I can write with this marker here, square root of 6 over 2. We are decreasing on the interval, all right, from negative square root of 6 over 2 to 0, and from square root of 6 over 2 to positive infinity right there. And so again, our final answer here for this function is no discontinuities exist. Our critical points are at x equals negative square root of 6 over 2, 0, and square root of 6 over 2. We're increasing on our interval from negative infinity to negative square root of 6 over 2, and from 0 to square root of 6 over 2. And we're decreasing from the interval from negative 6 over square root of 6 over 2 minus, and 0, and square root of 6 over 2 to positive infinity. I hope this video was helpful for you, and if it was, please subscribe to this YouTube channel and like this video. This helps us make more free math lessons for you and for everyone else. So as always, thanks for watching.
Minute Math. When you need help, you use Minute Math.